Hey everybody, it's Lebo with Lebo's Pinball. And last episode of working on Target Pool, we were looking at some of the lights here and trying to get them to where everything is working correctly. And I still have more work to do to get that all in order. But if you checked out one of the episodes before, we had worked on trying to get all the stand-up targets done, so they turned out really nice. We had a lot of the solid targets, had those replaced, turned out fine. But then we also had to shift over into the striped balls. And if you remember, I had a stripe for all the colors. They matched basically, or intended to match, all of the solids that were in here. And you've also got these, this green solid here, and this is a kind of a reddish, almost a little bit of a slight kind of purplish color, a little bit. For the 7-ball, and one of my viewers happened to notice something.
I know, Art, and thanks for noticing.
Yeah, that's right. We have this ball here. It started out, actually in the game, it was white, just like this cue ball. And looking at images online, I had seen kind of a mixture where some of them were actually white here, and some of them had a purple ball here. And right here, I've already removed this. This one should have been blue, but what I had in there was a purple stripe. So basically, here is the one that was here. I don't know how well it's coming across actually in the camera, but this really is a purple color. So I'm going to basically take this face and put it over here. I may just end up taking the switch stack apart instead of having to drill this rivet out. I might be able to just move just that leaf and swap it out over there. And we're going to take this one off, move it over here. But before we do, I am going to take that rivet back out, or I may I've got another white piece. I don't know. It's not going to really matter, but I'm going to go about putting a blue one on it. So I had some more decals made from my buddy, the Pin Doc. He's really talented with a lot of this, but you can see here's the blue one. It took us a little work to try to get the color to come out okay, but it's good to go, and we're gonna get that corrected, and then from there we're gonna move on to some other stuff. But let's go ahead and knock it out. All right, so one little minor difference between these two stacks. I was hoping, actually, as I was pulling this out, that I could have just swapped out one for the other, and then it would have been, that easy. And it almost is, but if you notice, the one that's in the back would be basically what the yellow ball and the blue stripe ball. One of the, I guess you call it like a ground braid or whatever, it actually contacts here. And then the other wire connects to this one little tab right here. That's how you would. That's the connection for the switch. The other switch stack, it doesn't. You don't make the connection right here. It's actually making a connection on those two tabs. And so basically, what I'm going to do, and since I'd already worked on these before, and I had drilled out the rivets that were, holding all the stack together, it makes it a little more serviceable now. So I'm just going to take these nuts and screws apart here. I'll just go ahead and just swap this whole blade that has this purple one over to here, the one with the white one, and then we'll take this white one apart, get the blue stripe underneath this rivet, put a new rivet on, and then now get it all back together. So let's keep moving ahead. All right, now that is better. We've got the blue stripe here now and the purple here where that cue ball was, where it really wasn't supposed to be a cue ball. So those are the right colors, the right stripes for the right places. And so now we're gonna move on and try to get a little more of these bulb sockets taken care of and get that part done too. All right, well, we've got all the bulb sockets taken care of one way or another. I finished out this whole, the whole little rail or whatever you want to call it, where you have the sockets that are really kind of just permanently connected. As far as I know, they are to these rails. So I wasn't sure how to replace those, but I did the little trick on each one of them. It looks kind of ugly, but I've got that little jumper wire that's over the center post contact that goes up to where the wire is. And then what you don't see is if I flip it over, I've got solder that's flowed in from the base can up to this base metal, and that seems to help. And yeah, I know there's I think there's like this fiber piece that's here. If you add some oil or something, that was a good tip it came across, where that can help kind of expand it out and give it a little better contact. But I still wanted to go with the method I did underneath, just to kind of ensure more of a good contact. So anyways, that was all taken care of. Same way with that rail there. I ended up replacing almost every one of the sockets that were accessible that I could get to that wasn't part of this rail. I think there was a couple like here that I had updated earlier. I went ahead and kept them because they're working fine. But the other thing is that I had to clear out every one of those holes, kind of using a little bit of rubbing alcohol and just a little metal. Actually, I had the end of a file, just the curved end, just to kind of lightly scrape it, but then come back with a Q-tip to really get it out, because some of that dirt and that crud that was in there just was really in there bad. So now is really the time to kind of test some of these bulbs. And so if I just take my little 6-volt supply, my battery supply here, I'll go ahead and hook this up. I'm just gonna clamp it on there. So you can see a lot of these lights are coming on. Not all of them, but those are all, they're all coming on. I think a lot of it has to do with some of the switches that are on this relay bank. The way that they are currently in the state that they're in helps to close some of the circuit here. But not all of them are lit. So like some of the ones that are back here, they're not lit up, but they're not supposed to be. I mean, in the same way over here. The reason for that is that they are actually controlled, not on that relay bank back there, but it's somewhere else in the cabinet, and so it comes through the actual connector. But if I go through and I just start testing each one of these individually, which I've already done, they're coming in really good. Anyways, yeah, got all of them done, including like these red ones here. And one thing that I like to do on these, even though it's an EM machine, most EMs, I mean, I want to still have the warm white look everywhere, but when it comes to a red insert, I'll put a red bulb in. You know, if it ends up not looking quite right, then I'll put a a warm white back underneath it. But it's a red insert, and that's like kind of one exception that I've done for some EMs that I think looks pretty good. So, all right, that's it. I'm tired. Let's wrap it up. We got a whole bunch done, and we'll pick it up and move on to the next section next time. Thanks for watching.